The Brisbane Lions win the heavyweight bouts with a promissory note until we meet again.
Full disclosure, full transparency, and I apologise in advance if this is wrong or if I'm doing something illegal here. I don't care anymore. I play the Worpel game. I'm not sure about you guys, but I play it. I play it every day. And the spoiler alert, by the way, today's answer is Dan Houston. I know my Collingwood silhouette's from the back of my hand, and today's silhouette is Dan Houston. Of course, it's on today, the morning after our loss to Brisbane, and Dan Houston has a stinker last night. Collingwood going down by 27 points, 10-5-65 to Brisbane, 14-8-92. Sorry about the spoiler alert for the Worpel game. I don't know. I don't care anymore. Arrest me, all right? Arrest me, all right? I've had enough. I've had enough. But to be fair, thankfully, I have slept on this, and I think the realization's kicked in. We're no longer the team to beat. We're not the premiership favourites anymore. We're in the back of the pack. We're in the middle of the pack now. We are in trouble. We are in big, big trouble. It's doom, gloom. It's all over. Sack the board, sack the coach, sack the players, whatever. This is the beauty of freedom of speech. I'm just trying to wrap my head around it. I'm trying to keep the faith. I'm trying to stay positive. I'm just not sure where this roller coaster ride of 2025 is going to end up for us. We're in a lull right now. We're in that tunnel. We've got no light. We don't even know there's a light at the end of the tunnel. The only positives that can come out of this game is our retro kit looks pretty swick. Lockie Schultz was amazing. He was probably the only player that went above and beyond. Everyone else was just mid or underperformed or just didn't fire a shot or didn't deliver. And that's on Collingwood. Brisbane, we knew they were going to bounce back. It's the Brisbane way. They've bounced back multiple times this year. Their first loss this year was against us by 52 points. They bounced back. They went on a 2-game losing streak in the middle of the... No, sorry, they drew against North Melbourne. Then they lost to Melbourne. Then they bounced back and beat Hawthorn by 5 goals at the MCG. They're just coming off an 11-goal loss to Gold Coast. You'd think this would be pretty straightforward. No. Of course they were going to bounce back. It's Brisbane. They're the reigning premiers, right? They've been in the top 4, top 6 since 2019. So I don't know what you guys were expecting. I was expecting this, and this was probably our second worst performance all year. I ranked the Gold Coast game a little bit higher than this performance here. We just looked second rate. Sleeping on the result and then recording this review the day after or the morning after, it's a good chance to break down the game and go, okay, we lost the game. Ooh, okay. Why did we lose the game? And I just struggled to break down this game because overall we were just second rate. Second quarter, we looked good. We were still trailing at halftime. Third quarter, my God. We only lost 2 third quarters all year. 3 points to GWS third quarter opening round. We lost the third quarter to Melbourne, King's birthday, by a point. And I think there's been a couple of third quarters where we've drawn or we've won by just a point, so it doesn't really make any difference. We conceded 4 goals in that third quarter against Brisbane to just our 1 goal. Yeah, it was very frustrating. And just the final quarter stalemate, very annoying there, not in terms of just like parking the bus or a stalemate or anything like that. It was just, we failed to put away Fremantle 2 weeks ago. Brisbane were able to hold off us. Well, we didn't fire a shot, but they were able to force a stalemate in that final quarter. Gold Coast in the last 10 minutes against us were able to force a stalemate and hang on. And here we are. I mean, we failed to put away Geelong. We failed to put away Fremantle. We failed to convert and execute against Gold Coast. And here we are against Brisbane. And all of it's just catching up to us right now. We've now lost 3 of the past 4 games. We're now 3 wins, 5 losses against top 8 teams now. And we're no longer head and shoulders the team to beat. We're not the team to beat. We're in the middle of the pack now. We're not even a top 2 side. We are struggling to hang on to top 4, maybe even top 6. And hey, we are still not mathematically confirmed for finals yet. There is still a path for us to miss finals if we lose every single game and the Bulldogs win every single game and Gold Coast and Freo and GWS and Hawthorn win 2 of the last 3 games. And I think the most frustrating thing about this is we couldn't find many positives out of this game. Another one, though, we didn't have any injuries. But to be fair, there was no one in the VFL that really put their hand up. Some solid performances, which I'll touch on a little bit later. But yeah, I don't know where I stand or if I'm positive or negative or anything like that. I'm seeing the online reactions. It's all negative. I get it. It's justified. And another thing that frustrates me as well is we lost to Fremantle 2 weeks ago. Not just that, but we were the only team to lose to a team ranked beneath us that round. This round so far, for round 21, we're the only team to have lost against a team ranked below us as well. So Yeah, teams are taking scalps, teams are bouncing back. They're making a statement, a lot of statement wins lately. And here we are, no statement wins. Even the Richmond game, in hindsight, now looks not much positives out of that anymore. We're in a period right now where a lot of our players are coming back in. We've only got Jeremy Howe, who's returning most likely next week. Bo McCreary against either Hawthorn or Adelaide. I'm thinking towards Adelaide. Besides that, though, we've got most of our best 23. But I don't think we know what our best 23 looks like anymore. Guys like Markov, Will Hoskin Elliott still getting games, full games. Even though Jordan De and Bobby Hill returning from injury and personal reasons, they look good in their limited minutes, but still, it's limited minutes in a top 8 or a 8-point game, top 8 ramifications, whatever you want to call it. And we're still got this juggling act of managing players and this system. We talk about this system. I said in the Carlton win where Carlton relies on its players, Collingwood relies on its system. Our system's failing at the moment. It seems like if one player is underperforming, it's a domino effect. Everyone else has to underperform or everyone has to pick up the slack. If a player's managed, it puts pressure on the next man and the next man and the next man after that. And we don't have a like for like replacement with these managements either. It's good depth, I know, but in terms of like for like and consistency and all that, it's not there anymore. It's something we need to learn real quick and try and rectify it quick, smart. Short break. We return Thursday against Hawthorn, round 22, our bogey side. Hawthorn have a point to prove as well. They're trying to cement finals. We're trying to cement top 4. So that's another 8-point game. The last time we had a proper 8-point game, I know we won by 51 points over them last time we played, but round 19 last year, Jack Niven had a field day. One of our worst performances under Craig McRae, one of the worst performances I've seen in years as well. I don't want to replicate that on a Thursday. It's going to be one thing to go into work on Monday morning and have people shit talk you for Collingwood losing and being in a funk and yada, yada, yada. It will be another thing if we lose Thursday night, going to work Friday and getting shit talked as well. Just some stats to highlight our current woes. And this is just on the Brisbane game. This is not the last 3 or 4 games or anything like that. Minus 85 in disposals, 291 disposals for Collingwood overall here. You're not going to win games of footy having under 300 disposals in a game unless you're kicking goals from every 2 or 3 disposals. That's not going to happen. Our season average is 352, so minus 61 on our season average. Our disposal efficiency, 66%. So every 2 out of 3 disposals, or 1 in 3 disposals leads to uh, a clanger or a turnover or a 50-50 contest, whatever. Our overall disposal efficiency this season is 71.5%, so down 5.2%. We conceded more turnovers in this game, 66 turnovers, still relatively light. Our season average is 61, so a few more turnovers in this game. And this wasn't even on Brisbane as well. Brisbane forced a contested possession game. High stoppages. It's an area, not so much Brisbane's strength, but more so Collingwood's weakness. Highlighted as well, or magnified with Tom Mitchell being rested for this game. Dropped, rested, managed, whatever you want to call it. We needed Tom Mitchell, particularly with someone like Ned Long only having 9 disposals and 7 tackles, and not really firing a shot in the midfield either. 45 to 48 inside 50s, minus 3. Our season average for inside 50 is 53. Efficiency inside 50, 37.8%. This reminds me of the Buckley days of 2016, 2017. I'm talking the coaching, not the playing career. Our season average for efficiency inside 50 is 51.4%, so that's a massive drop off. And it highlights as well, or magnifies, whatever you want to call it, our forward 50 connection. It's not existent anymore. Jamie Elliott's gone backwards or plateaued. McStay, Myercheck, Membury can't deliver the goods at the moment. Our goal efficiency was 22% in this game. It was at one point halfway through the season 28%. It's gone down to 25 and it's going down even more. So we need to rectify that quickly. We were 10 goals 5, so hey, we were at least accurate. That's another positive, I guess, but we still lost. Minus 17 in clearances. No issues with the centre clearances, however. We're not the Western Bulldogs. We don't score from direct centre clearances. We don't find targets from centre clearances straight away. We always go wide. A lot of handballs as well. Not Hollywood handballs, but just like one too many handballs, and they're not even efficient as well. If you're going to handball or handball and handball, you've got to be efficient. Be attacking when you do it as well. Suck in the players as well. Draw in opposition players and whatnot. We just don't like the contest. We don't like the physicality as well when we're doing that. So it doesn't make sense. We're over handballing. Stoppage clearances, minus 16. Say no more. It's our biggest weakness, or one of the biggest weaknesses at the moment for Collingwood. Forward 50 entries, stoppage clearances, and our defensive setup as well. Teams are figuring us out. They just chip it around, possess the footy, find a loose man and the system crumbles right now. And this is something we need to work on. Teams like Hawthorn and Adelaide can kill us on this in a couple of weeks' time. Contested possessions -22. Our season average is 128 today, or last night was 117. I said in my preview video, the key is the victory. If we can get on top of Brisbane in the contested possessions and clearances, we'll win the game. That's how you beat Brisbane typically. I know, again, the evolution of footy this year is disposal efficiency and territory game. This was not a stalemate in terms of territory or disposal efficiency, but the contested possessions and clearances, that's almost a thing of the past. But for Brisbane, or playing against Brisbane, that's typically how they win games. That's highlighted by Lockie Neal, Hugh McCluggage, Josh Dunkley, and the Ashcroft brothers. They won the midfield battle. I'm struggling to, I guess, highlight and just make comment and praise on the positives in this game. There were few, but not a lot. I said in the Richmond game, we're seeing glimpses of good footy, not the whole package. That was probably 80% glimpses. In this game against Brisbane, it was about 20% glimpses. I struggled to see how we'd respond against Hawthorn. Yeah, Jeremy Howe comes back in next week. Maybe Bo McCreary. I know people are saying Charlie Dean, never see him again. Markov, never see him again. I don't think Billy Frampton's the Lord and Saviour, like people are saying. I know Billy Frampton played the VFL. He was solid. He played much better in the VFL, but he's not the Lord and Saviour unless he's like a linchpin in our back line and we haven't figured that out. But for next week, I will agree. Billy Frampton for Charlie Dean. Jeremy Howe comes in as well. That solidifies our back line. If we can't get on top of Hawthorn's forward line with our back line, then what good are we against Adelaide or maybe not Melbourne? We should be able to cover that with our back line. But Hawthorn, if we can get on top of them in the midfield and also just down back. Against Adelaide, who knows? Against Melbourne, that's more a midfield battle. I'm looking far ahead, I know, but against Hawthorn, I just want to see a win. Yeah, it's shaky, it's vulnerable. I'm struggling to put into words, I guess, just overall this game. Brisbane were far too good. Let's just say that. I should have said that from the start. Brisbane, far too good in this game. I didn't think they were perfect. They were able to bounce back. They needed to bounce back. They cemented finals. I know they're 2 points behind us on the ladder, but you'd think they're playing finals. They've got a tough fixture. Sydney next week at the Gabba, not a certainty. Fremantle at Optus Stadium, and then Hawthorn to finish out the season, or the home and away season. We might be playing Brisbane yet again in September, whether it's at the MCG or at the Gabba. Yeah, this game, yeah, it doesn't give me a lot of confidence heading into next week. Logan Morris kicks 6 goals. Yeah, Henry Smith kicks 3 goals. That's the equivalent of kicking 6 goals. So opposition cult heroes kicking bags for fun on us. Darcy Moore, Charlie Dean, our overall backline. Have a good hard look at yourselves. Hawthorn, who's it going to be? Is it going to be Jack Gunston, Paul Shadir, Mitch Lewis, Mabior Child kicking 6 goals? Who knows? It better not be Jack Ginnivan or Nick Watson. If those two kick a bag, then I'm going to fucking squeal. 10 Collingwood players had 10 disposals or less. I'm not including Bobby Hill. Came on as a substitute, by the way. I thought it'd be Jordan De Goey as the sub. He was subbed out, managed. Bobby Hill comes in, he kicks a goal, had a good hanger over Dane Zorko. Positive there. Jordan De Goey, 12 disposals, 4 clearances and a goal. So solid outing there, but just a lot of mid performances. And yeah, we've got a lot of work to do. A lot of players out of form. Opposition teams, they're peaking, they're banking the wins, they're getting percentage. And here we are, struggling, managing players, injuries. And I don't have the answers to the questions for Collingwood at the moment. I know there's, the media and opposition fans, they're nitpicking us and we're peaking too early and we're washed, we're overrated, we're too old, we're too slow, yada, yada, yada. Maybe that is the case. Maybe we have peaked too early, but we're going to find out quick smart on Thursday night and Adelaide in 2 weeks' time. I'm not looking forward to that. But I guess to summarize or put a bow on this loss, I'm just going to pigeonhole it and just move on. I'm not too negative compared to other people. I will say that it's a 27-point loss. Halfway through that final quarter, I think just the realization that we weren't the best team in the competition, or we're not the best team in the competition anymore. That's what I needed to know. That's something, I guess, some clarity. We're not the best team in the competition anymore. A lot of areas in that game to work on. A midfield, backline, forward line, everything. What our best 23 looks like. Players out of form. Managing players. Don't be surprised if we manage players again for the Hawthorn game and then the Adelaide game. I'm getting annoyed by 3+ changes every week. That's not how we create synergy or chemistry and all that. I know we've got a good playing group, we've got a good culture, but it's different from the training and off-field stuff compared to on-field stuff. And it's like that for every other team. You can have a good off-field culture and camaraderie and brotherhood and whatnot. When you're making these multiple changes, unforced changes as well, it's going to disrupt momentum, chemistry, flow, I don't know what random positive energy words you want me to say on it. It's just, yeah, these losses are piled up for a reason, and we've lost 3 top 8 clashes in a row. Hawthorn next week, Adelaide in 2 weeks. Like, I'm sounding like a broken record right now. I am broken right now. Heartbroken, disappointed, whatever. I said in my last video, no standalone VFL report. I will just briefly mention it in this video here. The VFLW and VFL doubleheader in Williamstown yesterday. 2 Collingwood wins. So overall, 2 out of 3 Collingwood wins. It ain't bad. Pies VFLW winning by 13 points, 11-3-69 to Williamstown, 9-2-56. Once in a blue moon, you get a very good women's footy game. And this was it. Goal for goal. 4 or 5 times Williamstown were able to respond, kicking a responsive goal. Every time it went forward of centre, either way, led to a goal or a scoring involvement. Very little goals from defensive turnovers or anything like that. A lot of tackles, or not many tackles, but a lot of those contested tackling tight congestions where the umpires just let it play on. It got a little bit annoying. A lot of tackles stuck for multiple seconds. They let it play out, ball drags out and whatnot, and teams were able to pounce on it. So a little bit annoyed by that. That's the only annoyance. It's a Pies 13-point win, and Collingwood cement second spot on the VFLW ladder. In terms of the VFLW finals, that's next week, I believe. I don't have full clarity on that. We will take on North Melbourne next week. It's the McIntyre system, so it's 3v6, 4v5, 1v2. 1v2 plays off for a second double chance, if that makes sense. That's going to take place either at Arden Street on Saturday or Werribee Oval on Sunday. So it's North Melbourne Werribee Kangaroos, so they fluctuate between Arden Street and Werribee. So I'm not too sure where that game's going to be played, if it's going to be on a Saturday or a Sunday. It won't be on a Friday because North Melbourne VFLW are playing on Sunday. I am recording this just after 10 a.m. right now, but they're playing their final home and away game. So the Pies VFLW takes on North Melbourne next week for a chance to earn a second double chance to then progress into a grand final. If we lose against North Melbourne, we take on the highest ranked team from 3rd to 6th. I don't know who that's going to be, but we win that game, we earn a shot in the prelim final. It's all watch this space. I'll talk about that more in, I guess, a future video. The VFL, though, Collingwood winning by 11 points, 16-12, 108 to Williamstown, 15-7, 97. Collingwood cement themselves inside the top 10, not top 6 per se. We've got the bye next week, so we need results to go our way, and then we'll know for sure what's required for the final round. An 11-point win over Williamstown. And I saw as well, apparently this was our first ever win in Williamstown. It's a good venue, very good atmosphere, good view as well, good sea view, that is. Able to hang on. We had a 6-goal lead at halftime. We kicked 9 goals in the second quarter. Just with the stats as well, don't be too discouraged. Minus 113 in disposals and minus 83 in marks. That was Williamstown just accumulating off halfback. A lot of turnovers, or we forced the turnovers in the forward half, leading to goals in that second quarter and also throughout the game as well. So don't be too discouraged by that. Everything else, particularly the midfield, was pretty good. We won the clearances, we won the midfield battle, besides Williamstown accumulating disposals. Brodie McLaughlin, he's the standout leading goal kicker in the VFL. He had a massive day as well. Billy Frampton did not play on Brodie McLaughlin, by the way. Billy Frampton had a much better game here. He played out the full game, though, so I'm not too sure he gets called up for the senior side against Hawthorn next week. We did have 10 AFL listed players. Finn McRae was probably our best on ground here for Collingwood. 25 disposals, 9 score involvements, 6 inside 50 entries, 3 clearances, 3 tackles, and a goal. He's going to look good playing for St Kilda next year alongside his brother. Yeah, I don't think he's going to get called up this year, and I don't think he gets a lifeline at Collingwood, unfortunately. Just needs to be accumulating these games and just getting that confidence and fitness and whatnot in. He's going to be a much required player for us in the VFL final series. Harry Demetia keeps chugging along, 21 disposals, 6 score involvements, 5 inside 50 entries, 7 clearances, 5 tackles, and a goal. Will Parker, 24 disposals, 8 intercept possessions. Didn't notice him overall. I think he had a different coloured headband here, but he keeps doing his thing. Billy Frampton again, 12 disposals, 6 of those intercepts, 3 contested marks. Much better game here. At about 80%, he's best here, so maybe he will play against Hawthorn again. So we'll watch this space. Sorry for contradicting myself. Cox and Steen, ruck duo. Cox, 29 hitouts, Steen, 11 hitouts, both kicking a goal as well. Noah Howes, 4 goals. Ash Johnson kicking a goal. He was more up the ground in this game as well. I'm liking the chemistry of Ash Johnson and Noah Howes up forward. Different dynamic in the forward line. Will Hayes kicking a goal, 12 disposals, and Rowan Steele running all day. Wasn't overly involved though, kicked a goal, 9 disposals, 3 intercept possessions. So of the 10 AFL listed players, 8 of them kicked goals. I'm not too sure what our selection's going to look like for the Hawthorn game, but yeah, it's all watch this space. Ed Allen, Tom Mitchell, both carryovers. Billy Frampton gets called up. Jeremy Howe returning from injury. Bo McCreary in the mix as well. And then the Adelaide game, hopefully it's our best 23, and then we're on our merry way. Again, we're not too sure what finals is going to look like. We might be travelling into state twice in September. But I guess to end this video, 2 Collingwood wins for the weekend ain't bad, but it's the AFL that stands out the most. 27-point loss. We move on. We pigeonhole this. We try and bounce back Thursday. Short break against Hawthorn, minus Will Day, and a depleted midfield group looking to respond as well. That's another 8-point game. And I'm worried about Thursday night games because we've had some shockers, some dull games heading into it, or we have the Dogs and Giants recently where it turns into a fizzer. So, yeah, in Hawthorn, it's our bogey side. We haven't beaten them twice in a season since 2011. And I think it's 04 or 05 where we haven't beaten them twice in the home and away season. But I'll talk about that more in the preview video. That's going to be uploaded either Monday night, most likely, because it's a Thursday night game. It's still side bottoms 350th, so I'll be talking about that a little bit more as well. Final word, team selections will be uploaded either Wednesday night, Thursday morning. And then the round 22 review will be uploaded Friday nightish or Saturday. Again, working Thursday, Friday. I work a full-time job, so Thursday night games aren't my thing, but yeah. And it's a VFL bye next week, VFLW finals. So yeah, light week in terms of uploads and just footy talk and whatnot. Maybe we'll get updates on Jack Silvani. Maybe we'll get updates on player contracts at Collingwood as well, and yada yada yada. But I'll leave you guys all to it. Hope you guys have had a good weekend, or try to have a good weekend. Had a good Saturday, and then Saturday night ruined it for me. Please be well. Please be safe. Magpies out.